Hi, everyone. I'm Abby Turpin, Director of Communications, and our February 2023 Affiliate of the Month is Keep Indianapolis Beautiful. And joining us right now is President and CEO, Jeremy Kranowitz. Jeremy, always good to see you.
Great to see you, Abby. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So congratulations, and go to take us back to when you really got involved with Keep Indianapolis Beautiful, and also tell us about the roles that you've held within the organization.
Sure. So I came in as CEO and started in the fall of 2019. So I had about 6 months where things were normal, and then the world got really interesting. So it's been quite a journey. I've been here just over 3 years, but it feels like it's been maybe 7 times as long if in terms of the trials and tribulations that all organizations have been going through over the past few years.
So tell us about your staff at Keep Indianapolis Beautiful.
So we are continuing to grow. I think we will be at 30 or 31 employees within the next month or so, which I know makes us the largest affiliate in the network. Part of that growth has come from a recent significant grant opportunity that we won from the Lilly Endowment to really amplify the amount of litter work that we were doing in 2 places. One is along really busy thoroughfares, and the other one is thinking about how do we do litter along waterways. So we have a river that runs through Indianapolis with tributaries, and that's where a lot of litter collects. And so it's more difficult to do cleanups there than it is on quieter neighborhood streets. So that's one big part of our staff. The other thing that I would share, though, Abby, is that 8 of my staff are focused on trees, creating green spaces, restoring natural habitats. And there's a lot of work that we are doing that is not focused on litter or recycling. It is really about green infrastructure. And that is something that I think differentiates us from a number of the other affiliates, but is something where we have found great success, both in terms of the amount of work that we can accomplish, the types of people that are interested in having us pursue that, benefits with relationships with the city at large. And so it's something that I always encourage other affiliates to consider if they're not doing that work currently.
Absolutely. All right. So one of the reasons that we're honoring you guys this month is because you won innovation awards from KAB in both 2020 and 2021. So tell us about those projects.
So the 2020 project relates to the conversation I was just sharing about the work that we do on green spaces and habitat restoration. So some of our work is in turning a vacant lot into a community gathering place. And as part of that work, we might plant a whole palette of native plant and flower species. When we are doing habitat restoration work, we might be removing invasive species and instead putting native plants in their place. We were going out and purchasing those native plants and those flowers and those pollinator-friendly flowers from other vendors. And one of my staff said, you know what, we've got some space next to our building. Why don't we just start growing our own? And so we created a native plant nursery, and it was fairly simple for us to set up. And now it is actually a new source of revenue for us.
And so tell us about the next project as well.
So the next one was related to how we think about allocating our resources. So we had someone on staff, again, who helps us with mapping and understanding where we're going to be doing projects and where the need is greatest. We had basically our finger to the wind, Abby, figuring out where the neighborhoods were that needed the most environmental benefits. We kind of knew. But now we are actually applying analytic rigor to that. And so we have divided the entire city into census tracts, and we are figuring out which census tracts have the lowest tree canopy, the highest level of litter, the highest degree of social vulnerability, which is something that is tracked in Indianapolis by our city. and also a score that we calculated on neighborhood engagement. And we added all of those up and now are using that calculation to essentially create a heat map that is directing us to bring resources to the census tracts that are in the lowest quintile first and foremost. We are servicing the entire city, but that analysis and that rigor has really energized the city itself. And also some of our significant funders appreciate that we are using data and analytic tools to guide our work.
Wow, it really is quite the project. I know when it was first announced a few months ago, we tried to push that news out there far and wide because it really seems like it's going to be the future of how we're able to track these things.
I would agree. And we did have some surprises where there were a couple of neighborhoods where we were working and bringing some resources that when we analyzed the city as a whole, we're actually better resourced than some other neighborhoods that we had not been thinking as much about. And so the data showed that we actually needed to think about reallocating where we were putting more of our attention. And so it was a really useful tool for us to have that data to help guide the decision-making process.
All right, Jeremy, it's great to catch up with you. Congratulations. This is Keep Indianapolis Beautiful, our February 2023 affiliate of the month. Jeremy Kranowitz, thank you.
Thank you, Abby. Take care.